everyone, this is Robyn and welcome to mypinkstamper.com. I'm so happy you stopped by my channel today. Now I know it's not Christmas time yet, we're not even super close, but I thought instead of Christmas in July, I'll do some Christmas in August projects for you in the next couple weeks. So I'm going to be focusing on this video on the stylish Christmas stamp set. This stamp set is brand new in our annual catalog, so it just became available June 1st. You can see the full version of our online catalog at mypinkstamper.stampinup.net. Just click on the catalogs and you can check it out. This one is a super elegant, beautiful stamp set. My favorite part of this stamp set is this flourish swirl. I will buy any stamp set that has a flourish swirl in it. I don't even care if they look the same or similar. I love them all. So we're going to be doing a little bit of embossing today, heat embossing. So I'll tell you everything that I'm using as I'm using it. I'll actually have the item codes on the screen. Everything is available in my online store at mypinkstamper.stampinup.net. You can find everything that I'm sharing with you today over there. And I'm Robyn Cardin if you have any questions for me. All right, so I hope you sit back and enjoy today's video for you. All right, the first thing we're going to do, let's start with our embossing. So I'm going to be using just a little scrap piece, big enough for the stamp that I'm using. This is our Whisper White cardstock. And let me set some things aside that I don't need right now. I'm going to be using the Bermuda Bay ink pad. And since I'm going to be doing some embossing, I like to start out by using my embossing buddy. The embossing buddy, just kind of like, it reminds me when I was in gymnastics and we had little things for our grips. You know, the chalk kind of reminds me of that. It's not so chalky. But you just spread it across the area that you're going to be embossing, and it helps with the static so you don't get the little flecks everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to be, actually, I'm not embossing yet. Okay, I didn't need to do that step yet. That's okay. It's good that you know about it. I'm going to start with, let's see, this one here, and I'm also using Season's Greetings. And I'll be using the Flourish. Let me pull them all out right now. All the ones out. Now these are our clear mount. Now you're saying to yourself, those don't look clear, Robyn. Those look like they're rubber. Well, they are our red rubber stamps that are high quality, but they have, the foam is actually repositionable cling mount, and you can use it with our clear blocks, and that's why they're called clear mounts. I might have named them something different if it was me, but I wasn't around at that time to give any of my input whatsoever, but now you know, right? So I'm gonna use a big block for that. Okay. We also carry this stamp set in the traditional wood mount. If you prefer wood mount, and I know a lot of people do, you guys like the wood mount stamps. I prefer the clear mount and the photopolymer because I save room in my craft area, and that means I can buy more goodies, right? That's the best part of it. All right, so I'm going to stamp on here in Bermuda Bay. This is a special kind of stamp set that we have in the new catalog, and it gives you a little bit of a dimension. Now that'll all kind of bleed in together, and it's supposed to look different. On here it's supposed to look a little bit more three-dimensional-ish, and so that'll bleed in there. I'm going to let it just kind of absorb for just a second. I don't need my Bermuda anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossing buddy and just run it over there. I should have waited for the ink to absorb just a second. It usually dries instantly. My pad is pretty inky right now. Okay, I'm going to grab our Versamark. This is a watermark pad, but you can also use it for embossing. And I'm using that with our silver embossing powder right here. And I just order maybe 3. This is about 3 or 4 of our jars. I like a lot of them. And I put them in just a dollar store container. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my Season's Greetings. Make sure it's not upside down. And I'm going to stamp this right across the top like this. And you can't see it very well, can you? Well, now we're going to put our silver embossing over it. And I am going to take our heat tool, our embossing heat tool, which we're going to use these again, so I'm just going to set them aside. Let me grab our heat tool right here. This is the Stampin' heat tool. There's 2 settings. The first one is really just to dry things or if you need to set some ink. But this setting number 2 is for heat embossing. So you'll be able to see it change consistency in just a minute, just a second, few seconds. I don't know if you guys can see that. It gets shiny and shiny, and then you'll be able to read Susan's greetings on there. Okay. And mine has more of a glitter look because I should have let it sit just a little bit longer with my inky Bermuda Bay, but I really like how that looks. It's beautiful. So I'm going to set that aside. Now let's pull out our Stampin' Up! Big Shot. And I'm going to be using this with 2 framelets. So this is the Stampin' Up! Big Shot. I absolutely love it. And I'm using the Precision Base plate. That's my plate of choice. We all have our personal preferences. This is the one that I love the most. And I'm using Layering Circles framelets. They come with plain circles and they also come with scallops. We're using both of these today. Okay, I'm going to run that through. And now that has given me, punches it out for me. I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to take a little scrap piece of our silver foil sheet. These come in sheets of 12 by 12. You get 2 to a pack. And I love them. I'm going to just use this part because I will definitely use the rest. I do hoard my glimmer and my silver and my foil sheets. All right, I can set my Big Shot aside. And now I have a scallop circle. Okay, we're going to do a little more embossing. I might need a little mat for this. Let me grab my Stampin' grid sheet, my grid paper. Just going to use the back of this one here. Now we're going to use this big piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock. This is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to lightly take my Stampin', lightly as I throw it on there, my Stampin' Emboss Buddy, or my Emboss Buddy, that now is the color of Bermuda, which is great. I love that color, so that's a good thing. I'm going to pull out my Versamark and my silver embossing powder again. I like to have these all ready before I stamp anything. Now I'm going to do the flourish. And this flourish, it's so pretty. You could really do anything. Because it's a little bit bigger, I like to just lay it upside down and just kind of pat this on there. Pat, 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 pat. Give it a little, massage. You've been a good stamp. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to just have this kind of up here on the left like this. Do you see that? Now this is the Versamark. If I wasn't going to emboss, it'll just dry like that, a little bit darker than your paper. It works on all of the colored cardstock. Okay, so I have that side, and now I'm going to just leave that for a second. Let's give this a little more tap in, tap, 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 tap. And I'm just going to use some swirlies down here. Just a little bit of swirlies like that. You can already tell it's going to be a beautiful card. I know you're thinking, oh, this is going to be so pretty. This is amazing. I've never embossed before. This is going to be so much fun. Embossing is addictive. I love to emboss. When I start up an embossing project, I usually want to do 20, 30 more cards after that. I'm usually embossing the rest of the night. So I'm just going to emboss this piece here. There are many ways to emboss. I like to just hold my gun directly on it until it changes consistency and melts. That works perfect for me. There's no need to move your gun around, but if you like to, feel free. You can, there's really no wrong way to do it. I mean, there's probably a wrong way to do it, but that's not one of them. Okay. Okay, so I have that done. I'm going to move my grid paper back down here. Okay, that's going to be covered up anyway. Okay, so now this is time to make this the most beautiful card that you've ever seen. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so amazing. It's going to be so gorgeous. All right, what should we do first? Well, let's take our piece, or a piece. I'm going to make sure I don't have any embossing stuff on my gray mat. Okay, so this is a piece of our thick Whisper White cardstock. It is cut 8.5 inches, and this is 5.5. No, I did that wrong. This is cut 5.5, and this is 8.5. So one of our 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock, you can get 2 cards from each. And what I've done here is I've scored this using our Stampin trimmer. It comes with a scoring blade. I'm going to save you a few seconds by not showing that today. I show it on a lot of my videos, so you can see me do that. Man, I'm fumbling through my words today. Don't know why. So now I will just take our snail adhesive. This is my adhesive of choice. I love my snail adhesive, and I love it because you can just refill it without having to buy a whole new adhesive every single time. Okay. And I'm going to put that on like that. What am I going to do next, Robyn? Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to take a little piece, it's a little cute piece of our silver glimmer paper, which is amazing. Our new glimmer, it's not messy. I think it's just amazing. I love it. Maybe 1-2 pieces of glitter came off. If I did that with our old glimmer, it'd be so messy, but I still loved it and I used it all the time. Okay, so this piece is cut. It's about 1/4 of an inch. I have it about 5 1/4, but we really don't need that. We're going to, let's go ahead and add this onto. I like to put a lot of adhesive when I'm embossing because it helps it to not pop up, lays flat. All right, so this is just going to be a little bit wider, so you can kind of just set that there for a second. Grab some of your, these are my paper snips, and I'm just going to cut them at an angle like that. That's it. Oh, let's go ahead and, because this is a little too small for my snail, my second adhesive of choice for small pieces is my glue dots. I love the glue dots. So I'm just going to put 3 on here. Okay. And I'm just going to add that about right here. About right there-ish. Now let's take some of this super fun. We're going to need the glue dots for this guy. So we're going to take it, and I just kind of, this is our silver thread. Did I say it yet? I can't remember. This is the silver thread, and it's like thread. I could probably put it in my sewing machine and have silver thread. Actually, now that I look at it, I probably could. Wouldn't that be fun? All right. I bet you they do sell that. Okay. I'm going to look that up after for my other sewing obsession, my other hobby. All right. Back to this show. I'm just wrapping it around my hand like this, like it's a big spider web. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Yes, this is me normally. Welcome to my crazy world of crafting. I hope you feel at home here, because I do. I feel really at home. All right, actually what I think I'm gonna do is just put some adhesive on the back. There's many different ways to do this. I'm gonna go crazy with adhesive. And I'm going to kind of spread this out on here, and I want it to show out, you know, bigger than that. Did that make sense? You can have it really big too. Rawr. I don't know why I'm growling still. Okay, let's see what it looks like when I turn it over. Oh, it's amazing. It's so pretty. All right, let's add some dimensionals. These are, and this is empty, so that's not a good example. Hold on one second. These are the Stampin dimensionals. They're like $4. They come in a pack of 300. And I've already used 100. I'm going to save the edges. And then I have these. Okay, so I'm going to add these all over here. Or you could use strips if you want. You could use our foam strips. Oh, I'm making a huge mess. Okay, this is fun. It's always fun to do it when I'm filming, because I'm not going to edit that out. If you're new to my channel, I usually don't edit anything out. So this is pretty much me. You kind of, what you see is what you get. This is my crazy crafting world. I hope you feel at home as things fall over the floor. And so this is just a really kind of elegant, you could do this quickly. You could whip out a batch of, I like to make my batches of Christmas cards in 12 so I can have just different designs, and then you don't have to give everyone the same design. So I'm going to put this on here, and we're going to add one more finishing touch, so we're not done just yet. The last thing we're going to add is some rhinestones. Now we have many different embellishments in the catalog that you can add to your project, so it's really kind of what you'd like to add. I love the rhinestones so much. If you've taken one of my online classes, you know that I love the rhinestones. We use them quite a bit. Great way to add sparkle, and that looks a little too symmetrical for me, I think, so I'm gonna add one over here. Okay, well that looks now way too symmetrical, so now I'm just gonna have to add them everywhere. Oh my goodness, I'm going crazy. I can't stop. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay. It's still symmetrical. I can't help it. I am just very symmetrical, I guess. Well, I hope you guys liked this video and this card. I absolutely adore it. It's so much fun, and it's so sparkly in person. It just is so beautiful. And Christmas isn't too far away. It's time to start thinking about what you're going to make. And if this is the first time making Christmas cards, homemade, handmade for your friends and family, they are going to love it. You can find me and more videos at mypinkstamper.com. If you liked what you saw today and you enjoyed my company, please give me a thumbs up and click subscribe. I'd love to share more of my videos with you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.